My name is Damian Mackay-Morgan. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm a senior at Springfield College, a hurdler on the men's track and field team, and I'm from Simsbury, Connecticut. When I was younger, when I was 8 years old though, my dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. So that kind of took like a big turn for our family kind of. So like my mom kind of had to step up and like take, as she kind of says, like take on the mom and pop roles for both of us. And like it was kind of around the same time too that my half brother moved back down to Florida. So it was just like me, my full brother, and then my mom and I who were kind of in the house. So like it was definitely a different dynamic, but like I definitely would say that kind of like brought us like all together, like brought us like very close, like taking care of him, like watching out for each other. So it was definitely difficult, but like it definitely brought us closer as a family. Like it kind of started with like little things going forward, like he couldn't really drive anymore, like we'd go out to public places or like restaurants and stuff like that, and like we would have to order his food for him, and like we'd get like weird looks from like the waiters or waitresses or just like people in public in general, and like that was always like very like upsetting for me and like very triggering for me as like a younger kid. Before the diagnosis and everything, he was like a trauma surgeon, like he was the chairman of surgery at a hospital in Hartford, like he was an amazing, phenomenal, like a very, very smart man. So like seeing people like look at him the way they did, I was like, you don't know what he's like. Like it was just very, I think that was the hardest pill to swallow, like seeing people like look at him and being like, this man is like stupid, like this man is like incompetent. And that was definitely one of the most difficult things. It took me a while to kind of like, with my dad in his diagnosis, like he's African American and my mother is Caucasian. So like with his diagnosis, we didn't really see his like family anymore. So like I wasn't really, and being from a predominantly all white town, I wasn't really like exposed to like many black people like at all, or like any diversity. Like in my public high school, like the African American, like pretty much all of the colored students were like bussed in from Hartford, Connecticut. So in the town itself, there was like little to no diversity. So it was difficult because I definitely felt like alienated at times from that like identity of myself, like no socialization, like just surrounded by like white people like all day 24/7, which like isn't a bad thing. Then during high school, when I was kind of like beginning to figure out like my sexuality, figuring out that I was gay, like it was a little bit difficult too because I went to a high school that was outside of my hometown, and it was definitely more diverse, which I was very excited about. But it was difficult because like the main people that would bully me for like being gay were like the only group of black people at the school. So it was like I finally had this chance to like meet other black people and like make friends, but like I'm just like 3 steps behind already. Like it just I can't really like win. Like I was already like kind of like a setback right there. So that was definitely like very difficult for me, like kind of getting like my hopes up and like kind of getting like everything, like being like gay, being like black, like just kind of like smattered down, which is a little bit difficult, but it definitely forced me to be independent, to like be on my own and to like figure things out, which was definitely difficult, but like looking back on it in hindsight was definitely one of the most beneficial things ever for me. Like my perseverance, like the way I see myself, like I'm very proud with what I've been through and like how far I've come. So it was definitely difficult, but I wouldn't take it back for the world because I'm very proud of the person who like those experiences like shaped me to be. One of the biggest things I kind of thought about with like the like Summer and like George Floyd and everything in BLM was that like I remember seeing like a bunch of videos like kind of popping up, and like I was honestly having like a little bit more of like identity crisis, I guess, a little bit. Like I was seeing people like say this, that, and the other thing, and like it was kind of just like supporting Black lives, but like so like what does Black lives mean? Like is it just like the Black cisgendered individuals? Like it's just the Black like males? Like it's about Black women, it's about Black children, it's about Black like queer folk, about Black disabled people. Like Black people aren't this like cookie cutter, they're not just like a one size fits all, and like white, Black, whoever puts us in that kind of box is like hurting us, like hurting who we are, like putting us like 20 years into the past, like saying like Black people are just like this one thing, this like one like kind of people, and that's just like so not true, and it's like it's hurting our community so much. Track is a very like individual sport, like an individualistic sport. Like of course you have like the relays and everything like that, and it's like you're in New Max, you're like working as a team to achieve some goal, but like at the end of the day, it's just you on the starting line, it's just you taking that jump, it's just you throwing that implement. Like it's all about you. Like it's an internal battle, internal struggle. Like people can yell for you and cheer for you, and like you can have a million allies like there like supporting you, but like at the end of the day, it's just me jumping over the hurdle. Like it's just you sprinting down like the last like 100 meters of like a 400. Like it's an internal struggle and battle, and like hurdling and running track has definitely shown me like and given me a sense of like confidence in myself that like I can do this, that like I don't need someone else to tell me that like to like lift me up or make me feel needed or like worth it or make me feel like I can do this. Like I know that I can do this because I'm confident in who I am and I'm proud of who I am. I feel like lots of times people are very concerned with being like selfish, like being perceived as selfish, but like hyping yourself up and like being like, I did this, like that sucked, like that was difficult, and like, but I did that. I got through that and I'm proud of myself. Like that is one of the greatest like self-care like routines anyone can do. Like it's not like putting on a face mask at the end of the day or like doing like all this kind of stuff. Like telling yourself that you can do this, like realizing how far you've come is like, that's what like gets you through the next day. Like I've gotten through this, like I've gotten through harder days. Like I've been bullied, I've been like kicked to the dirt, like I've been through the ringer, but like here I am like in this body, and like I'm comfortable with who I am now. I'm proud of where I've come, and I'm just so thankful for what I've learned from that and the people that were there to support me in this place at Springfield College to like lift me up and to help me achieve like a higher level of like greatness, like achieve so much in such a short period of time.